Scorpio, listen very carefully. This is not your typical horoscope. This is not just another forecast. Between June 2nd and June 5th, a spiritual war is opening up, not in the physical world, but in the hidden layers of your destiny. A war that only those with awakened souls can feel, and only those with divine strength can survive. The universe is watching you. Why? Because you were born under the most intense sign of the Zodiac, the sign of death, rebirth, and raw transformation. You are the phoenix, the shadow walker, the secret keeper. But now, you're being tested. 3 spiritual attacks are coming, directly for your soul, your mind, and your future. And they won't announce themselves. They'll hide inside your emotions, inside your desires, even inside your silence. Each one will try to pull you off course. Each one will try to block your next level. And if you don't see them clearly, you could fall into a karmic cycle that lasts until 2033. That's right, fail this window, and your abundance, clarity, and higher timeline could slip away for 8 years. Not because you're weak, but because you weren't prepared. That's why this video exists. This is your spiritual siren, your early warning system, so you don't get caught blind in the storm. And if you're still watching right now, that means your soul knows something is coming. You can feel the energy shift. You've had strange dreams, weird coincidences, sudden flashes of emotion. Those weren't random. They were signs, and they all lead here. Scorpio, you were chosen for this timeline. But just because you were chosen doesn't mean you're guaranteed victory. You must rise. You must protect your energy. And most importantly, you must pass the test, because the final attack is the one that could destroy everything you've built. But if you survive it, your entire path will shift. So right now, before we go any further, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, because this message may just save your spiritual future. And if you're truly ready to step into divine defense, comment this below 11 times. I protect my energy. I defend my destiny. I align with divine power. Say it like you mean it. Say it until your soul believes it. Say it until the universe hears you. Scorpio. From June 2nd to June 5th, a mysterious and powerful karmic window is cracking open above you. But listen closely. This isn't a lucky break, not at first. It's a cosmic trap, carefully designed to look like nothing is wrong. But underneath the surface, your spirit is being tested by divine fire. You may suddenly feel exhausted, but can't explain why. You might wake up with a heavy chest or fall into unexpected mood swings. Things that normally don't bother you will feel intensely irritating. Your energy field, your aura, is being disrupted. This is the first warning sign that something spiritual is happening, and it's not random. What's causing it? Look to the sky. The moon, ruler of emotion, is shifting violently. Pluto, your ruling planet of death and rebirth, is squaring off with your emotional body. Mars, the planet of fire and war, is clashing with your inner peace. This creates a cosmic collision, a direct hit to your core. It feels like old versions of you are waking up again. Old fears, old habits, maybe even people from your past. Suddenly, they're back, in your thoughts, your dreams, your energy. But let me be clear, this isn't the universe punishing you. This is the spiritual scan before the upgrade. The universe is removing your usual energetic protection, just long enough to observe what still controls you, what still scares you, what you still haven't faced. It's like being thrown into the fire to see if your spirit can rise on its own. This is not about being perfect. It's about being present, because the tests coming from June 2nd to June 5th won't shout, they will whisper. And only those tuned in to the frequency of truth will survive it. And Scorpio, you're being asked a critical question. Are you still letting your past define your power, or will you finally burn what no longer serves you and step into your divine identity? Because if you ignore the signs, if you brush this off as just a bad week, you'll miss your only chance to break the karmic chain. But if you feel it, really feel it, and choose awareness over reaction, then the trap becomes a doorway, a hidden initiation into your next spiritual timeline. And trust me, that timeline is golden, but only if you survive what comes next. So stay sharp, protect your energy, and most importantly, don't assume it's just in your head. The war has already begun, and your soul knows it. Attack Sut 1, the return of the emotional trigger. Scorpio. The first spiritual attack coming between June 2nd and June 3rd won't arrive with thunder or flames. It will arrive in silence, disguised as something or someone familiar. This is the return of the emotional trigger. It's subtle, it's sneaky, but it's designed to hit you where it hurts the most. An ex you haven't thought about in months suddenly texts you. A friend you stopped trusting shows up by chance. A memory you buried years ago rises in your dreams and won't let go. Even old environments, songs, smells, or objects can trigger this spiritual relapse. And here's the thing, it's not a coincidence. This is cosmic precision, a divine pressure point. The universe is pulling on your emotional scar tissue to test your inner strength, because Scorpio, no one carries emotional depth like you do. You don't just feel things, you become them. You've lived through hell and rebuilt yourself more times than most people can imagine. But now, the universe is asking, can you finally respond to pain without turning it into war? This is not about avoiding the trigger. It's about meeting it with a higher vibration, not shutting down, not exploding, not falling into the old cycle of revenge, blame, or emotional withdrawal. This time, you must rise without reacting. And I know it's not easy. Your shadow runs deep. You've been betrayed. You've been used. You've been lied to. So of course you built walls. Of course you developed emotional armor. But here's the truth no one tells you. That armor is now the prison. And this karmic test, it's trying to set you free. If you fail this test, your emotional energy will spiral. You'll attract more toxic cycles, more emotional vampires. You'll feel scattered, foggy, drained, like your soul is leaking light. But if you pass this test, everything changes. Your aura strengthens instantly. Your spiritual frequency spikes, and a psychic upgrade begins unlocking within your energy field. One that enhances your intuition, your manifestation power, and your emotional clarity. Scorpio. You are being asked to show spiritual maturity now. You've already mastered pain. Now it's time to master peace. Not the peace of avoidance, but the peace of self-mastery. So when the trigger returns, pause, breathe, observe, and choose not to dance with the devil of your past. Choose alignment over reaction. Choose soul over ego. Choose evolution over repetition. Because if you rise this time, you'll never fall the same way again. The test is coming. Be ready to win it. Attack number 2, the distraction of false opportunity. Scorpio. On June 4th, something tempting will enter your life. It may seem exciting. It may seem lucky. It may even feel like a breakthrough. But be very careful. This is attack number 2, the distraction of false opportunity. The universe, in its mysterious divine wisdom, will send you a test, not to punish you, but to see if your soul can spot the difference between divine alignment and dangerous illusion. Here's what to look for: a sudden message offering a quick way to earn money, a romantic offer that feels too fast, too good to be true, a business deal, investment, or online opportunity that sparkles with promise. But here's the truth, Scorpio. Not every open door is meant for you, and not every shining light is from the stars. Sometimes it's just a spotlight meant to distract you from your real path. This spiritual trap is tricky because it speaks the language of your deepest desires. It will speak to your hunger for financial freedom, your longing to feel seen and loved, your need to feel like you're finally winning. But the point of this attack is not to give you what you want. It's to see what you'll give up chasing it. Will you give up your peace for fast cash? Will you sacrifice your standards for a short-term connection? Will you invest your time, heart or money into something that feels urgent but isn't aligned? This is the danger. If you say yes to the wrong thing, you may unknowingly say no to the right one. Let's go deeper. On June 4th, Mars and Venus form a tension point in your chart. Your passion and drive will be amplified, but your discernment could feel blurry. You'll feel pulled toward fast movement, but spiritually, this is a moment to slow down. The universe is watching how you respond to temptation. Will you chase the shiny object, or will you pause, breathe, and ask, is this coming from love or from lack? Is this real or just loud? Is this aligned with my destiny? Or is it just feeding my ego? Scorpio, you are powerful, but your power only protects you when you pause before you act. That's what this test is really about. Galactic discernment. Can you trust your inner compass when the outer world is full of noise? This false opportunity might come with a smile. It might come from someone attractive, wealthy, or influential. It might be disguised as a limited time offer, a once-in-a-lifetime chance. But guess what? The universe doesn't operate on scarcity. It doesn't manipulate. It whispers. And it waits for you to be ready, not desperate. If you fail this test, you may lose time, energy, and trust. You could close off real opportunities that were waiting quietly behind you. You may fall back into cycles of chasing, forcing, and regretting. But if you pass this test, your clarity will sharpen, your true path will become visible, and within days a real opportunity, divinely aligned and soul-led, will arrive with grace and ease. Scorpio, don't confuse noise with truth. Don't confuse urgency with destiny, and never confuse attention with alignment. Real doors don't knock with chaos, they open with calm. So when June 4th comes, watch carefully. That exciting new offer, that perfect new person, that seductive shortcut. It could be the distraction that delays your destiny, or it could be the lesson that sharpens your soul. Only those who pause, listen, and question will pass this test, not with fear, but with awareness, not by avoiding life, but by choosing what aligns with life. You've come too far to be fooled now. This isn't your first test, but it might be the one that determines if you're finally ready to receive your real blessing. So ask yourself, is this a gift or is it a glittered trap? Only your higher self knows the answer, and on June 4th, that answer may change everything. Attack number 3, the inner collapse. Scorpio, you've survived the chaos. You've endured the emotional storms. You've passed through the traps and temptations of June 2nd, 3rd and 4th. But on June 5th, the most dangerous attack arrives. And this one doesn't come from outside. It doesn't come in the form of a toxic person. It doesn't come wrapped in fake blessings. It comes in silence, in stillness, in that eerie emotional emptiness that creeps in when everything suddenly stops. This is attack number 3, the inner collapse. On June 5th, the universe goes quiet. No signs, no signals, no obvious enemies, just silence. And in that silence, a storm begins. Inside you, you'll wake up feeling disconnected, like your soul is floating slightly outside your body. You'll question your purpose, your growth, your very identity. You'll hear thoughts whisper things like, am I really on the right path? Why do I still feel stuck? What if all this healing me hasn't changed anything? This, Scorpio, is spiritual fatigue, and it's one of the most powerful tools the universe uses to test the strength of your soul. Because here's what most people never realize. The final spiritual test is not a battle with others. It's a battle with yourself. You've been strong for so long. You've carried pain that would have crushed others. You've transformed, rebirthed, and risen again and again. But this moment is the void. And the void isn't loud. It doesn't scream, it whispers. And those whispers say things like, just stop trying. Maybe this is all pointless. You're tired. Maybe you should give up. And that is where most people fall, not in moments of war, but in moments of quiet surrender. But Scorpio, you're not most people. You are the phoenix, and the phoenix does not rise in the light. It rises from ashes. June 5th is not trying to break you. It's trying to see if you've truly learned how to hold yourself in the dark. Because it's easy to believe when signs are everywhere. It's easy to trust when everything feels aligned. But can you believe when the signs go silent? Can you trust when your emotions feel numb? Can you still rise when there's no applause? This is what separates the awakened from the asleep. This is where you either collapse or ascend. You see, every spiritual war ends the same way, with silence and then a rebirth. But only for those who didn't let the silence convince them to quit. This isn't just another day, Scorpio. This is a spiritual void checkpoint. A pause in your timeline to ask one question. Can you hold your energy even when nothing outside you is holding it for you? If you can, you don't just move forward, you ascend to the next version of your soul. Your aura strengthens, your clarity deepens, your intuition unlocks in ways that will feel supernatural. But if you let this collapse consume you, you'll spiral, not dramatically, but subtly. You'll stop meditating, you'll ignore your instincts, you'll go numb and start living life like a shell. That's the danger. The quiet collapse is the slowest death because it doesn't break you loud. It just keeps you stuck, spiritually frozen, emotionally hollow. But it doesn't have to end like that. Because Scorpio, here's your truth. You've been through far worse than silence. You've survived betrayal, heartbreak, abandonment, and loss. And if you could survive all that, then this stillness, this void, this is nothing but a doorway, a final test, a sacred invitation to sit in the quiet and still say, I trust, I align, I rise. Because when the universe is silent, it's not ignoring you, it's observing you. It's asking, do you believe in your power even when nothing is confirming it? So Scorpio, as June 5th arrives, don't panic, don't search for signs, don't try to force clarity. Instead, go inward, sit with the silence, breathe through the doubt, hold your vision even in the dark. Because that's how you become unshakable, that's how you cross the final gate, that's how you stop chasing the path, and instead you become the path. After every spiritual war comes a resurrection, but only for those who don't quit when it gets quiet. Only for those who remember the rebirth always happens in the dark. Scorpio. If you survive these 3 attacks, not just physically, but spiritually, you will wake up on June 6th as someone completely new. You'll feel it in your chest, in your breath, in the way your intuition suddenly sharpens and your mind feels clear. Your aura will shift. Your path will start pulling the right people, the right blessings, the right moments straight to you. You'll feel clarity where there was confusion. You'll feel alignment where there was resistance. And most importantly, you'll regain a sense of control over your destiny. Because when you face chaos without collapsing, the universe rewards you with cosmic favor. By mid-June, a new financial door may quietly swing open, an opportunity you didn't expect, but feel instantly drawn to. And this time, it won't be a trap. It'll be real, because now you'll be ready to receive it. A soulmate reconnection is also possible. Whether it's romantic or soul family, someone aligned with your future path could reappear, not as a distraction, but as a reflection of the new vibration you're holding. And Scorpio, your spiritual frequency will be reborn. You're not just healing your past, you're shaping your next 8-year cycle. That's right. Every choice you make now will echo forward into 2033. You're not just surviving this spiritual war, you're preparing to lead others through it, because that's who you really are. The phoenix doesn't rise just for itself, it rises to light the way for others still trapped in the dark. You are the alchemist, the one who turns pain into power, the shadow walker who can walk through fire and come back shining. And now, you're being called to do it again, to rise one final time and claim the destiny that's been waiting for you all along. So Scorpio, if you've ever doubted your purpose, this is it. The war ends soon. The rebirth begins now. Scorpio, if you've made it this far, it's not by accident. The universe led you here, to this very moment, because you needed to hear this. You're not just being tested, you're being chosen. But remember, this is only the beginning. From June 2nd to June 5th, you walk through fire. But after that, more portals will open, more spiritual traps will be laid, more timelines will try to pull you away from your divine path. This is not the time to go silent. This is not the time to wait and see. This is the time to armor your soul and prepare for what comes next. Subscribe right now and turn on the bell, because this isn't just one video. This is the beginning of your spiritual blueprint. Every step, every portal, every divine warning. I'll guide you through all of it, but only if you stay with me. Only if you decide right now to commit to your destiny. And if you're truly ready to claim your spiritual defense, comment this below 11 times. I protect my energy, I defend my destiny, I align with divine power. Say it out loud. Say it with fire in your voice. Say it until your soul shakes and the universe takes notice. These words are not just a mantra, they're a shield, a spiritual weapon in this war. Use it. And finally, don't walk through this alone. There's someone you care about, someone who may be a Scorpio or have Scorpio rising and they have no idea what's coming. Don't let them walk blind into this 4-day karmic test. Send this message to them. Be their spiritual lifeline, be their cosmic mirror, because real love doesn't stay silent when a soul is in danger. Scorpio, your destiny is awakening. This is your final warning and your final chance to rise. Step through the fire, claim your crown, and don't look back.